this way to deal with Tryndamere until the very end. Voyboy, since he was already picking Jace first last time, he didn't have a chance to pick a counter for Tryndamere, and Tryndamere really caught him off guard. He has a very diverse champion pool, though, so Curse could also bait GGU into another pick and then actually hard counter that one.
All right, that will be interesting. Now, one of the things I like about being in the studio here is you can hear the players sometimes because they're not like miles away. The Jace band came out and GGU goes, whoa! Like, man, this respect band's coming out. So Thresh once again dropped from Danger, but actually I think these are the same three. Wow. So the same three bands come out from GGU. They don't ban Kate, and then they just first pick it.
Yeah, the Jace ban, that was huge. This is, you can get to know what's really important to the teams, because we can't hear their like sort of mid-level yells, but the big things definitely come through, and that was huge. Last time Curse first picked it, this time they're just going to ban out completely. They don't want Zion to get the upper hand with that one. Caitlyn apparently is the next highest contested pick between these two teams here. They don't want Cop to be in one of those safe long-range AD carries. The next safest to Misfortune is Caitlyn.
Okay, so we saw him on Varus last time. Ooh, a couple of different picks coming out through here, though. Rux is going to reprise his role onto Sona, but now St. Vish is looking at Nocturne.
Yeah, like I said, that's Rux's most comfortable support. He's going right back to that one. He was able to get off his crescendos before he was bursted down most of the time there. But he's going to have to be careful with his positioning because Daydreamin was landing some good hooks, and the low life of Sona means that if you do get caught out with some mispositioning, then you're going to go down very fast, and Curse just, they crumbled all around. With Shen coming in for their next pick, though, they'll have an extra sort of shield that they can use as a panic button if they really need it.
All right, so let's take a look at what Curse has done here, because GGU pretty much is re-up the roles, right? The Nasus jungle is back here, the Karthus mid is back, well, mid is back here, but Curse have definitely changed up their strategy here, right? Before, they had Jarvan, they had Orianna, now they said, no, we want Nocturne, we want Shen, we want globals.
This is a shout out to TSM here, maybe. TSM already were successful, they've moved on, and this is really one of the strategies they used first was the Nocturne plus Shen. That is an amazing dive right there. And if you get to the back line on Caitlyn, you know, she's got her flash and she's got her 90 caliber net, but after that, if you've got Nocturne plus Shen, that's a very tanky dive getting to that back line. Plus it's semi-global, so in the mid game, you can use that for surprise ganks.
Okay, so they have grabbed Varus there, the other safe AD carry they're going to pick up off of that one, but already the picks coming through. GGU, they want top lane of Vladimir, so area of effect team coming through so far, and they just need a support.
This is something that GGU has used very effectively in the past here. And remember, they won the last time that they went up against Curse. So AoE from Vladimir plus Karthus means tons of magic damage. We will definitely expect to see a Bulwark very quickly here from Curse. If we don't, that's going to be a huge misstep because Nasus Ultimate is also a bunch of AoE magic damage, and they're going to really need one of those.
All right, they have locked in Lulu now. So the lineup is here for GGU University, and almost all of them actually picked their own champions. Only Zion and Mashmi have to swap. It's just a little convenience for them, but they need a mid laner here for Curse. They're looking at Evelynn right now.
So the only thing lacking here with GGU's team is that they don't have a hard engage. They have very, very little hard CC here. It's going to be on Curse's turn. We saw last time GGU was the one in the driver's seat. They were calling all the shots, making Curse react to them, come to their fights. This time, it's going to be Curse because they have the initiators, they have the Nocturne, they have that Shen. They're going to be the ones making the move. And now, with the Evelynn pickup, it means that GGU's always going to have that in the back of their minds. This invisible assassin could come out to any one of the lanes.
Okay, so there you have the lineups on your screen. The realities of how they need to play the game, of course, brought to you by Kobe. And of course, the reality that it's game 2 right here. It's do or die time for Curse. They need this game to hold on to the chance at a top 2 finish in the playoffs. GGU University, really against all odds, are looking at a spot in the finals so they can just take this game out with an AoE team.
Yeah, they're on a roll right now. So if they get ahead early with this team, then that will be just disastrous for Curse. So Curse, you have to look out. If they make any missteps early, then it's going to be a really tough road for them. So the early game, we'll probably see a lot of wards here from GGU because they're looking to get all of these members farmed up. They need those AoE magic ultimates to come into effect as quickly as possible.
So I have a question for you on this because you mentioned lack of hard engage for GGU University, where they can't force fights easily. if they get ahead early, how do they close the game out in this kind of situation?
So this is going to be one of those long games. If GGU are the ones that are ahead, they're going to be taking all the objectives. They have the Nasus, so they're going to be able to take the dragon after dragon after dragon. They're also going to look for contesting the red and blue. If they get ahead, then you have to ward really deeply into the enemy's junglers. Like I said, the wards for GGU this game are going to be more important than usual. Not only do they want to ward deeply, but they're going to have to use some pinks.
Okay, so the game about to get underway. Quick pause real fast. Jackie says sec. And we're going to get, of course, underway before too terribly long. Now, once again, guys, we are here in Game 2 of the semifinal. We already know that TSM will be meeting the winner here in the finals. And, of course, Vulcan will await the loser in the third-place match. But what we do have here is just an incredibly awesome match here. The quarterfinals saw 2 upsets with GGU winning over Dignitas, with Vulcan winning over Counterlogic Gaming, things that the audience really didn't expect. Of course, you had very polls going the polls really going the other way for these guys, but here against pretty rough odds, GGU look pretty strong.
They look pretty strong, but like I said, this is sort of a role reversal from the last game. Curse, they've got so many potential ganks that can come out. They have the early roam from Evelyn, always extremely dangerous. So if you don't have a pink ward either around the middle or protecting your lane, then you're going to have that in the back of your minds whenever they lose sight of Jackie. Plus, they have the engage from Nocturne and Shen. Going to have to keep a lot of things on GG's minds, and they're going to be the ones in the reactive role this time because they've got those farm-centric characters.
Okay, so farm going to be very important here. We are, of course, back into the game. GGU University on the blue side and Curse on the red. We'll see where they move on out. Curse so far grouped up down the mid lane, looking for at least some ward coverage early on. And these teams actually pinging out where they want their early wards to go. GGU a bit more spread out right now.
Yeah, they're going to play defensive, like we said, for the beginning here at least, too. They pop off the 2 early river wards here, just looking for the engages. Nintendude already dropping his Explorer ward. That one will time out before the minions come.
So I find that interesting, actually. Both teams warded the exact same spots, but GGU burned 2 Explorer wards, Curse burned 2 Sight wards. So I don't know if that necessarily means anything overall, but they see the exact same places, but one team spent more money.
Yeah, and that's actually good for GGU here. Since they're the ones on the defensive, they won't be looking for the very early aggression. So the fact that those wards are going to be longer, stay there longer for Curse, won't benefit them that much more. And it is just going to be that extra 75 gold.
Yes. So okay, everyone gets tongue-tied, of course. GGU, though, they're going to make their way around their own jungle and pick up some nice buffs and stuff. So Nintendude and Jinte are going to hold hands here by the Wolf Camp. Voyboy and Jackie actually going for the double golem. So Curse are definitely taking every camp right here. The double golem's going down. Their jungler is soloing the Wraith. The AD carrying support taking down the Wolves. And actually a similar situation here for GGU. Zion Spartan being given the Wraith. And actually GGU forcing a lane swap here. They're sending Vlad to the bottom. They're sending Karthus to the top. AD carrying support are going mid here.
Right, so this is a purple side non-swap, which is what you normally don't see. And we actually are going to have Voyboy in the heads-up versus Jinte instead of going up against Zion Spartan here. Again, it's going to be AD carry and supports in the middle.
Okay, so they are definitely seeking matchups right here. This is going to be interesting. So walk me through these heads-up, though. The 2-on-2s, we've seen them a whole heck of a lot, and they tend to go fairly equal. I'm interested in how Vladimir does against Evelyn, as well as how well does Karthus do against Shen.
Well, the Karthus and Shen is really interesting because those are both the globals, and they actually, the kill potential is going to be more towards that Shen because he does have the taunt to set up ganks. So if we do see Saint or even Jackie roaming over for a kill, then it's going to be Jinte that's going to have to play cautious. And we said before, he's very good at playing these side lanes cautiously. Meanwhile, down bottom, Vladimir not too scary very early until he gets the cooldown reduction to be able to spam his Q. And Evelyn, pretty much in the same boat here. She usually likes to get an early tier. So farming up until you get that early tier so you can solve your mana problems is pretty much the first thing that he's looking for.
All right, so in the mid lane, we did just see the junglers make a quick entrance and say, hey guys, we're here. Make sure you guys know about us. We're a pretty big deal. No ganks quite coming out from either of these guys just yet, but Jinte very early on with the shove here. Void pushed back to his turret. GG just kind of hides back in the brush.
That's the strategy that he's been using over and over when he is in these long lanes. He just tries to shove it really quickly, and then get back so that he's not exposed anymore. And it's going to be okay right now, but St. Vicious's route is going to end up at these double golems, and there's no ward right now in the tri-bush for Jinte. So if Saint does go for an early gank that way, then he wouldn't be seen, but he might take the wrong route here up the river and through the single ward that Jinte has. It seems like Jinte always places one ward, but it's the right ward.
He'd completely guessed the way that Saint would go, and he just knows about it. And Saint, he cues the brush and says, hey, Saint, get away from me. I know you're there. Leave me alone. And that was a nice read there by Jinte. However, nope, Saint is going for double golems, nothing picked up. Now the mid lane is going to be a fun one, 23-22, so far neck and neck.
So there's an interesting bit of psychology going on there. Usually when you see the jungler come and camp you, you want him to just waste as much time as possible and just sit in that bush. But since Jinte only had that one ward and it was about to run out, by telling Saint he knew he was there, Saint's going to have to wonder, oh, I guess Jinte has wards all over this top lane and he won't return back top lane. So Jinte kind of bought himself some extra free time up there.
All right, that's going to be interesting. And I kind of want to get back as well to the point of GGU kind of pushing all the time everywhere. We had just seen a lot of push from Jinte. The mid lane, actually, a whole bunch of minions pushing to the turret as well.
That's definitely what you want to do with Caitlyn. They're trying to get early tower pressure here. Lulu, amazing at clearing waves. We always like to point that one out when they have that support. And so they're trying to get as much early pressure on the turret as possible. Everyone always says the middle turrets are even more important than the side turrets. So the first one to go down would be huge. St. Vicious doing his best to keep that from happening.
And they do sweep out these minions pretty well, but we've seen an 8 minion kill lead now grow in this mid lane because of that Daydream and Mash Me shove right here. And even Nintendo comes help this one out. I mean, they are just repeatedly wave clearing the heck out of mid lane.
So they saw Cop recall within vision. They call over Nintendo. They want some extra damage on that turret. They're going to get even lower right now. So much pressure going on. But Vladimir, he's leveled up right now. His blood transfusion pretty quick, and he's been able to shove bottom lane too. So it's going to be up to Jackie to hold him in place.
All right, so as a quick recap of the lanes, this top lane 36-37, very, very neck and neck. That bottom lane 42-37, so a slight lead for Zion. And the mid laner here, the 80 carries 40-28. So keep that in mind as GGU have a very small 100 gold lead here. Hold on, St. Vicious is waiting in the wings. He's going to go in, he lands the Q, Mash be forced to run away, but that Fear Tether will still land. The piercing arrow forced to cleanse and flash away from that one. He was very, very afraid. That was a nice gank from Saint.
Yeah, huge cooldowns burned, and that means that GGU have to step up their wards right now. I mean, Jinte bought himself some free time, and it's impressive that he's been able to stay up there and keep on farming without going back for another ward, but Saint may make a return soon. Almost level 6 Nocturne. So if you use that ultimate on middle and try and take advantage of the no cleanse, no flash Caitlyn, then that could be an easy kill there, or you could try and go up towards Jinte before Jinte is able to go and get any items.
All right, we'll see if that ends up happening right here. Mashme has made his way back into the mid lane. Of course, so has Cop. They've both bought Zerker Greaves and a Doran's Blade versus Vamp Steps at Doran's Blade here for Cop.
That's actually going to be pretty big for them. They also got some more wards here for GGU. Look, there's not that many pink wards here. The fact that Jackie was forced down into the bottom lane means that GGU, they sort of took away that factor of the roaming, early roaming from Evelyn, because usually when she's in the mid lane, you know, you have to guess. Is she going top? Is she going bottom? Now that she's sort of quarantined in that far bottom lane, there is not much threat that he's putting on the map.
Alrighty, so we get ourselves into 7 minutes in the map, though. And speaking of roaming, there goes Jackie anyway. Wants to go for this one. But with buffs coming up, is anyone going to get a steal out of this, or is it just the mid lane gank from Jackie?
Well, the blue one's coming up right now, and nobody's in position, so it's probably going to go right over to Jinte here. You can see Nintendo feeding that one. But there's no cleanse, no flash on Don't Mash Me.
They're going to go in on Daydream. He actually flashes away from the ult, but here comes Boy. Oh, the damage underneath the turret. They pick that one up. Jackie will get away from that as well. Curse with a, not effortless, but a very clean first blood.
Those are the global combos that we saw first used so effectively by TSM right there. The Shen ult. Nocturne coming in, didn't have to burn his paranoia, but Jackie was actually the catalyst for that one. So there's a couple things in their pocket still. We still have the Jinte Requiem, and we still have the Paranoia from St. Vicious. So there's still a few interesting tools left on the board.
We'll see if those get used and just how sharp they are, because right now not a lot, though, has been picked up. 8 minutes 20 in, no buff steals, no dragon, no turret, some pressure to be sure. and Curse just hold on to a 300 to 400 gold lead. Saint grabs his own blue buff. He's not found anywhere to really go yet.
Yeah, he's going to give that one over to Jackie, sort of a mirror here. Once Evelyn does have that to solve her mana problems, that's going to help out a lot because he didn't rush the tier. Went with those boots plus Doran's ring to keep himself a little bit higher HP when he goes heads up with this Vladimir. Meanwhile, the Vladimir Hex Tech Revolver means that he is a farming machine now with that level 4 blood transfusion. It's only a 4.7 second cooldown, and he can sustain through the entire lane.
So I want to ask you about this lane then. So of course Jackie does have mana to shove out, but I know Vladimir is a really heavy area of effect champion with good wave clear. Can he keep Jackie pinned in the lane, or will Jackie just keep roaming?
Nope, Jackie wants to continue to roam as much as he can. You can see, look at this pink ward up. So good right here, behind the red buff. So if Jackie does make the same move, then they'll see him coming through. And the mid lane's a little bit more protected because there's still no flash on Don't Mash Me.
But they just go in. Look at the damage up with their cup. Gets the kill on the Mash Me. That is a dead Caitlyn. And no counter gank really available for Nintendo. So now 2-0 and a 1,000 gold lead for Curse.
All right, Curse finally able to use that Chain of Corruption and Crescendo effectively. They also had that Paranoia on top for good measure and killed Don't Mash Me just before his flash is going to come back.
Beautiful job. So the timing on the summoners, I gotta say, is so, of course, massive. Mash Me, he got to cleanse out, but it wasn't enough for him. And now it's GGU trying to sweep out wards. Of course, those pink wards that they use that you mentioned actually help them control their own jungle even.
Yeah, that was really huge buy. Since they are getting to that point, they were like, okay, we kept Evelyn quarantined for long enough. Now she's starting to roam. Now's the time we got to start spending our money. Nobody's going to be stingy here. We'll get some pink wards, and they've got 3 of them all over the map. So they can see where he goes, and he's just going to try and continue to fight Zion down here. While he has that blue buff, he's fine. But as soon as that thing runs out, it's going to be a lot more difficult for him to keep up with the wave clear of that Vladimir.
Okay, so I have a question for you then on how these team comps sort of push throughout the game, because we've seen great early aggression from GGU. Okay, not a fight just yet. Yeah, I was waiting for that one. I wanted to make sure. Oh, they find Jackie, though. Here comes a bunch of pressure. He's on top of the pink ward, but he moves away. He gets actually out of the wither very successfully. So I have a question for you on how the teams work out, because you said if GGU get an early lead, they're going to snowball out of control. They have an early deficit here. Is that fine for them? Do they expect that, or do they have to make something happen to turn this around?
Yeah, this is pretty much where we expected the game to start out. So there is a small lead here for Curse, and GGU are okay with this at this point. They're not panicking. It's still okay. They've got amazing team fights, so much AoE magic damage here. And what we're going to have to look out for is when the Bulwark or even when the Aegis arrives here for Curse, because that's going to be huge for them. And when they have that, then they'll actually have something to contest the Globus here from GGU.
Okay, so
for the magic.
Yes, indeed. So instead we have Jinte back to the mid lane. Actually, he did not want to fight against Jackie anymore, apparently. With Tyr and part of Catalyst will just be last hitting minions from pretty far away. He seems safe enough. As Rux and Cop, of course, also clear this wave. So GGU have sent their duo lane now to the bottom for a bit of pressure, and of course, Dragon nearby. But here comes St. Vicious.
He's going to just walk his way down because there's no paranoia. He's just going to scare off Don't Mash Me and Daydream in. This is a really good timing for GGU to send down their support and AD carry bottom lane because there's so much potential with Dragon right now. Nintendo actually did a good thing, aggroing that Dragon and then withering Rux, so he gets a third of Rux's life without even landing a blow.
And now he can finally sweep out that ward, unless Nintendo not going to go for it again. Rux will sustain himself back up as fast as he can. So, Dragon's on the table. Of course, you can see a ludicrous number of pink wards coming out from Curse. Do they have the control to take this one?
Yeah, well, they have the ultimate from Shen available, and Nintendo gets caught.
And they do a whole bunch of damage. Beautiful flash gets him out of that one. Wall of Pain slowing down the chase as well. But, of course, Paranoia is still available. Nintendo's ult is down. And it looks like they will disengage pretty successfully here, but Curse burned a lot of ults.
Yes, they burned a lot of ults, but they still have the Standing United from Shen. So that means this Dragon is going to go probably to them. They're going to try and start it up here. It looks like we'll have a contest from GGU, but they don't want to overcommit here because it could turn badly. They don't have the Nasus ultimate. Jackie's going in to try and scare off Caitlyn.
He pulls the ult off. Here comes the jump in as well. He's going to jump on a Daydream, and this could be bad, but he flashed away, pops the ult as well, but there comes Void Boy. They were just finding these kills with those globals. Beautiful, beautiful fight right there from Curse. They find a 1 for 0, and back they go for Dragon.
See, even getting close is overcommitting here for GGU. Said it was going to be a little bit dangerous. They could have seeded that Dragon without dying. Zion Spartan getting a top turret means it would have been a decent trade. They also get a little bit more pressure here on this middle one that was so low before. They might even finish it off before Curse are able to react.
Wow, they do. So the Dragon does go down, was picked up there by St. Vicious, but they get 2 turrets for a Dragon unless Curse can answer back in the bottom lane.
Yeah, this is fine for GGU. They're definitely, they'll definitely take map control for deaths any day because they do have the team fighting composition built up here, and they expected Curse to get more picks like that because they do have all these mobility ultimates, and we saw the Stand United there used for a kill.
Okay, so GGU University, they've actually caught up more or less in gold. They're only down 500 despite being killless on the map. But Nintendo has actually rushed Spirit of the Ancient Golem here. We've seen it a lot this weekend, actually.
That is my personal favorite jungle item, especially after the change where it's made out of a Kindle gem now. Because as everybody knows, I love collecting Dragon Balls. On pretty much every single popular jungle right now, cooldown reduction is just the way to go. It just scales everybody so well. No matter who you are, that's not going to be a bad buy. The interesting thing here, too, is that we have another Spirit. The Spirit of the Spectral Race that was purchased by Zion Spartan, which gives him that spell vamp in lane. It's just a really cost-effective item for a solo character.
Okay, now I actually want to contrast, though, the build by St. Vicious, because he's got a completely different direction from Nintendo, who's going tanky and durability. St. Vicious rushed like Berserker's Greaves before he goes towards Aegis.
He's trying to get that attack speed. Nocturne scales so well with attack speed. Plus, since he has Mad Dreads, quicker you attack, more procs you get, and he needs to be able to clear his jungle quick enough to get in position for more ganks, because Nocturne always wanted to get off as much pressure as he can all over the map. It looks like we've got some grouping down here bottom. It's going to be 2 versus 2 for this bottom turret, and Curse are pulling out very quickly here.
Nintendo has been sent to try to defend that, but he's defending basically a non-encounter. As you say, Curse did pull themselves back. Voyboy is on the split push. Do GGU have any way of dealing with a Void split push here?
It's going to be very difficult for them.
But first, hold on, Jinte in the mid lane getting just jumped on by Jackie, forced to exhaust and flash to get away from that one at just the cost of an ulti.
Jinte, he doesn't have... Oh, here we go. Top lane's a Chain of Corruption.
The bottom lane, oh, and the beautiful root does land there onto Don't Mash Me. So great disengages there. Curse just burning a couple of summoners, or sorry, a couple of ultimates really, and now they've got pressure down on the mid lane, and look at this thing fall down below half health. They clear out the minions, but GGU will answer for one of their own. This bottom turret's theirs.
Meanwhile, the top turret is under pressure as well. Zion Spartan is just a sustained monster right now. He's got cooldown reduction on top of his spell vamp, so he can continue just farming waves, and pressuring that top lane pretty much like he did with his Tryndamere. So he's going back to that same play style, just from a different direction.
Oh, that is impressive overall. So shockingly, it's the Shen getting split pushed against it. I don't know. To me, that's really cute. But Jackie is running along. He's actually going to spot Zion Spartan. He will not get seen by this ward, but Zion is running far enough away that it's not going to matter too much. Jinte sweeps out a ward. I think actually that was his vision ward potentially. Everyone kind of pitching in for that one.
Zion doing a good job there, backing off. Doesn't want to get caught in one of those taunts from Voidboy, because that is the perfect setup for a gank from someone like Jackie. The Paranoia and Stand United, both available. So Curse going to look to make the next move here. They have top and bottom turrets standing, so either one of those could be the next point of contention.
It could be very, very important here. We're looking at Jackie shove down the mid lane. Not a whole ton is ready. Let's see if they're going to go for any fights right here. Right now it's Shen recalling back. They're looking forward to the wreck. There they go. The Wither comes across. The crescendo comes up, but here comes the Shenel. And they're going to run right the heck away. But 2 ults just got burned from Curse.
That was pretty big. Actually, Stand United burned for the flash of Nintendo. They'll take that one, because that's one more threat that they don't have to worry about from Curse. Curse are banking on catching out members of GGU, keeping them split, because they don't want to fight this AoE team fight without an Aegis of the Legion or Bulwark. As you can see here, they're a long ways off. St. Vicious only has few pieces of that Aegis.
Okay, so GGU University, though, they're actually recalling back, because you talk about a few pieces. There's a few pieces of Infinity Edge here for Caitlyn, but if I have my math right, she's got it completed now. So a big item just comes out for GGU. Is that a catalyst for them?
That's huge because the Aegis actually was just completed. St. Vicious put his pieces together, built himself a nice shield, and they're going to have a little bit more magic resistance for this team fight. So Infinity Edge is going to be that much bigger because that's AD. One of the things that GGU were lacking with all of those AoE ultimates. A lot of pressure down here. Bottom, it's going to be a little bit late arrival for Don't Mash Me, but I think they can shove this one off.
They do just push them away, but this turret now dangerously low, losing health over time. No Shen ult available as well, so Curse might just need to be afraid of what engages they take. Mash Me and Daydreaming, though, they're looking to leave this lane. They're heading to double homes, okay.
Ruck's doing his best to control the vision down here around Dragon. They know GGU still have so much potential for these objectives. It's going to be a huge point right now. We actually see Nasus even heading over that way right now. They send Zion solo top to try and stop this double push. Looks like Voyboy's going to be the only one here, though.
Okay, so Voy is the only one here. Of course, an on-fire Ninja is a scary thing to behold. They're going to send Zion Spartan to try to hold on against him. It looks like Spartans are doing well against Ninjas because he's winning that turret war up top. He's going to keep on moving up there.
And he's got a needlessly large rod now, so Voyboy really can't shove that lane while Zion's there. He's effectively blocking that Shen split push, which is the main point that Curse are really counting on with that pick.
Okay, so that is going to be a difficulty here for Curse, and of course they still have to wait 45 seconds on Stand United. But before that's going to happen, they've pulled Zion Spartan down. They're going to start battling for Dragon.
They want to fight this one. GGU are totally ready for this one. They get a catch.
And they just get so much damage. Their Nintendo pops his ult, but here comes Paranoia and the Crescendo. So much damage. Jackie falls over. Daydreamin flashing in for that one, but here comes the rest of the battle. St. Vicious has been exhausted. Daydreamin falls over. Saint gonna flash over the wall. So far, so good here for Curse, but Rux just might fall over. There we go, 2 for 2. Shen making his way down across the map still, but won't quite find anything. However, Curse has been forced off this. GGU have control over Dragon.
So that is a small win here for GGU, but they got a little antsy right there. Went in just before Zion was able to join. Voyboy actually going to solo look at this Dragon and just pop right back out because GGU have already claimed it. Nothing left to gain there.
Here we go. So GGU putting themselves on the board for kills and on the board for Dragons, and they now lead 200 gold in Game 2. They're winning in what could be about in the finals here.
This is huge for GGU right now. Curse have to start worrying a little bit. Karthus has his main 2 items. They're both scaling up right now. He's been working hard to keep that. And GGU, they made it through the early game phase where we said it was going to be the harshest part for them. Now they just have to continue have Zion split pushing up in that top lane. This time he's not Chinaman though, so he's a little bit more susceptible to being caught. And since his Ghost and Flash are down, he needs more wards.
So what does Curse do then to pick him down? Then how do they stop the Zion split push?
They're going to have to look for Jackie to start making some plays here. Evelyn is able to get around the map the easiest for them. There's only a few pink wards here for GGU, so if he's able to thread the needle and find someone to pick out, it will be huge for Curse because you basically have this invisible ward walking around that Voyboy can teleport to and just come out with 2 people from Curse out of nowhere and surprise GGU.
Well, we'll see if the surprise is going to be enough there because right now Brute Force has been working for Good Game University. Again, they sit up 400 gold. They sit up 3 turrets to 1. And they're going to keep making the moves on the map. So are GGU strong enough now to close the game out, or are they really just... I guess you said they're going to split push forever, but when do they make a move?
Yeah, they're going to have to keep on farming. They can't finish it out right now. They need more of these global objectives. They're doing the right thing right now, playing their comp, split pushing, seeing as how they need to farm up. But they have to not get overconfident here, and they have to just control the rest of the vision, keep on taking these small wins and build them up over time.
Okay, so the small wins will be building up for them if they can keep making moves like they have been so far in this game. Jackie, pensively farming in the mid lane, has to be a little bit aware that he has friends nearby. And 10-dude Mash Me and Daydream and say hello, and he walks back and slinks into the shadows.
So Voyboy doing his best to create more pressure on the map. That's going to draw Zion Spartan bottom, and then if they wanted to go in for an engage, this would be the moment, because if you have Zion bottom, there goes Saint.
They're going to dive right on in. They're looking for Jinte. They're looking for everybody right now. Nintendo Daydream and caught with the Crescendo. They're moving on in. Lulu forced to ult herself. Mashme's going to fall right over. Beautiful pickup there. Voyboy gets the kill credit, and they move on forward. Ult misses from Varus, but they still are not done. Nintendo takes a bunch of punishment. Forced to flash away. Void gets the taunt. They find 2 now, and they're going to move back in for the fight. The ult comes off from Zion Spartan and from Jinte as well. Will it be enough damage? So far, not. It's 4 dead for GGU. Rugs just barely survives. What an amazing fight from Curse.
Yep, Curse playing to the strengths of their team composition right there. I said pulling Zion Spartan out of position since he does not have teleport. No way for him to join the party, and Saint goes right in with the Stand United of Voyboy. They're easily able to take out that one, and they're going for Baron here. Zion not going to even try and contest this. He's going to try and put more pressure middle.
And not a chance for him, but this Baron down below a quarter health. Curse will pick this one up. It'll go to all 5 members of the team. 23 minutes in, and that is theirs. So 30-15 on the respawn. But Zion, he wants the mid lane. Problem is, he's got no minions to do it, so that turret's not falling over.
Really well played, and that's why a lot of people are favoring these global comps over this just straight AoE teamfight compositions right here. You can see them. They were outplayed right there, 1 member missing, and that can be the turn of a whole game. They get the Baron off the back of all those kills.
Oh man, and you've got to realize as well just how strongly Curse have been doing this, because you mentioned the early game, right? How, yeah, okay, GGU expects to lose, then they're going to catch themselves back up. In mid-late game, they've got it, and then suddenly they lose the mid-late game. Like, suddenly it's GGU holding on, and they're ahead suddenly, and Curse got to be like, well, crud, everything we just did was for nothing. But they found that battle anyway.
Right. The mid-game is you have to be worried about that guaranteed engage that is the Paranoia plus Stand United. You have to keep that in the back of your minds here and not get out of position. It's like Zion Spartan drawn to that bottom by the split pushing of Shen. It's just taking over here. It should be the one Jinte if they're going to go try and have someone to stop him, because at least there will be some global presence here. And the disengage from GGU is really going to be the most important thing for the next few minutes here, as the Baron buff from Curse really make them a beast in teamfights.
They are basically right now. They get a free turret in the bottom lane, closing that gap right there, 3-2 in turrets, but I don't think Curse are done with the pushes or with the map control. Dragon's up in a minute 20, which is well within their Baron timer. That's still got actually 2.5 minutes left. We'll see what they can pick up with that. Right now, it's Voyboy on the split push. His teleport up in just 26 seconds, so there's definitely a lot of room for moves here with this buff.
Not enough moves for GGU. They don't have the mobility that Curse have, and they're just going to get drawn all over the map. Like I said in the beginning, this game was going to be Curse calling all the shots, having GGU react to them, and that's exactly how they're playing it out, taking advantage of the composition that they were awarded. You can see Jackie even waiting here at this blue buff, hoping for a pick. He hasn't got another one since that early game, and he really wants to make use of his assassin.
Okay, well, the top lane turret did go down. Just Jackie waiting in the shadows. Zion Spartan realized he was unsafe and didn't even contest that top turret. So Curse have now found all 3 outer turrets going their way. The turret line now equal between these teams. Dragons, I believe, split as well, but Curse with 7 kills and a Baron to their name. Zion Spartan now also with only 2. There comes the top. They're going to go on in. Jackie pops the ulti as well. Zion tries to pull out of this one, but he's very much caught alone. Flash and Ghost out, but now can they re-engage? Can they do enough damage? The Hemoplague not doing much. Rux comes to support, and Curse just get a bunch of free summoners burned.
Yeah, that was 2 summoners, and Zion actually has a hourglass, so he could have popped the hourglass for an extra few seconds here. The rest of his team was coming. That's really big cooldowns with those summoners instead.
So now it's going to be on Don't Mash Me, farming out the mid lane. Edge plus Zeal right here, but it feels like he's about an item behind Cop at this point.
The biggest item on the field for Curse right now is that Bulwark. That one finally completed by St. Vicious. He got that extra global gold, so that's going to help them a lot, even in the team fights when they have to go against up all this AoE. The thing is, Curse, they have to keep split pushing, make use of the advantage that they have with the Shen and the Nocturne until all of the outer turrets are down. And then when they're forced to fight close at these inhibitor turrets, that will be the deciding moment for GGU if their heavy team fighting comp will actually pay off.
So in a heavy team fight, what's the big focus then for GGU? Is it this Vladimir Karthus combo of wrecking things, or is Mash Me a big force too?
It actually takes some good coordination here to land this AoE combo, because ideally you want to get that Vladimir ultimate down first, and then have Karthus go in on top of those people and keep everyone fighting around there. So it's gonna be focused pretty much on all 3 of these damage dealers. Zion first, then Jinte, then Don't Mash Me should be safe in the back line there. If Don't Mash Me is able to get away from the Saint and Voyboy combo of diving, then they'll have an okay chance.
Okay, so Nintendo right now, they're trying to hold on to this bottom turret, but Saint and Jackie just really want to bring that down. And Nintendo can't do much but smite away cannon minions as they try to hold on to the structures down below half health, but the Baron buff has finally timed out. There's finally a window here for GGU to, will they even try to, or are they still really too far below?
It's going to be really dangerous for them, and you can see how far behind they are. Their ward coverage has shrunk all the way down to their turret line here. Curse have slowly been creeping in. They've got wards throughout the jungle of GGU here, so they're just taking control of the entire map with all these global objectives and then not letting go. They're not letting GGU get out and continue to farm.
So how does GGU get out then and break away? Do they just farm under turret forever and hope a slip-up happens, or can they even force anything?
They have to force a 5-on-5 team fight here. That is what they're hoping for. That's what their team's built around. They need to force something. The only thing is, like we said in the beginning, no hard engage. So it's going to be extremely difficult for them to grab that.
Okay, so we'll see then for the GGU fans out there if they can get the engage to start. Baron Nashor in a minute 40. It's the only really thing coming up that will be under contestation right here. They sit at a 6,000 gold deficit under Curse. This seems the fates have turned back and forth throughout this game, but Curse are in the upper hand here. Again, fighting for survival in the semifinal. Game 2 right now. GGU, of course, did win the first one rather convincingly, I suppose, with an amazing Tryndamere game from Zion Spartan. If you guys are just joining the stream, I really recommend after the day is done, you go back and watch Game 1 here, because dang, that was awesome. But Zion here under the gun as Vladimir trying to hold on to this one.
So GGU are just basically farming at their turrets, trying to hold off Curse, but Curse are fine with waiting for this one. I said this is going to be a long game. It definitely is. Once Baron comes up, that's going to put a lot more pressure up on this top side, because they can just send Void Boy bottom, continue their split pushing, and then the threat of Baron Seal is going to be there for GGU. And it might come down to a third Baron Seal from Nintendo X. They've really come to just count on these from him, and it's going to be dangerous because that's a really hard move to pull off.
It is, absolutely. And Curse are just definitely trying to just strangle out. You said that phrase before, they're strangling the map, and it seems to be the case. If GGU has a strong enough neck, Rux goes in for a bit of pressure. Hurts Jinte, but they're just going to back off. Wall of Pain comes across, afraid of Evelyn, it seems they were. And Yoda agrees. St. Vicious pushes down to the bottom lane with the rest of Curse. They have 4 down there. Boy spinning the top, and here he goes. Oh, he eats a trap, but they're going to go in on a Jinte. A lot of damage there. Here comes all the punishment. Crescendo comes across, intended in the middle of everyone. Jinte looking to fall over. Yes, he is going to die, but Saint and the rest of the team now trying to run away. Oh, is it? No, it's not enough. Curse does survive the Requiem. Jackie, though, not in a great place, but the rest of his team shows up to defend him, but he eats a trap. Still gets out, though. Curse, again, finding a 1-for-0, and now a turret.
Jackie taking his sweet time there. First pops a pose, then stops to eat a cupcake, and the rest of Curse decide to finally leave. They're making great use of those globes like we were talking about as soon as they see Zion up top. It's just pretty much textbook play here. We have Shen ulti in. That's 4 versus 5. We'll take that one. GGU, they're not doing a very good job of reacting to this, and they don't have that many options.
So their one option I could think of is 107 seconds left on Void Boy's ultimate. Can GGU do anything in that time, like Baron or something, to get that 5-on-5 you said they wanted?
The prep that they have to do for that is shoving out the bottom lane, which Zion just did. So if they are going to make a move, it's going to have to be now, because Baron is up, and it looks like Curse already heading over there. So if they want to get this 5-on-5 team fight, this would be the time to grab it. There's not going to be the guaranteed engage here. For another few seconds, all the ultimates of Curse are currently down.
Wow, and GGU actually missing just a couple as well. Nintendudes and Daydreamers about up, but Jinte is more than half to go. So if they battle, it will be without Requiem. Recall not coming out from Void Boy. They just sent Don't Match Me back to base. He picked up a Last Whisper. That is going to be an important buy, but Curse are getting itchy. Jackie's on that trigger finger right
Curse
now.
don't have to start this Baron. This could be that new magnet. They could try and throw this here. Nintendo has shown that he can steal those away very easily.
And there we go, Jackie burning his cleanse and everything out. The ult comes off as well. Zion Spartan in the middle of the battle. Here comes the fight. Beautiful ult coming out from Zion Spartan, but Cop gets 1 kill. And there comes the Wall of Pain. Can they chase this one out? Daydream under fire. Will they have the damage output they need? Saints in the front. So many kills coming across. Matching forced to run away. 2 kills for nothing so far. And Jackie's just chasing down. So is Saint. A lot of damage coming out from Rux. Everyone from Curse still alive, and they are not relinquishing these team fights. GGU might just push back in on them, and Curse just might go for Baron.
Third time is not the charm here for Nintendude. Rest in peace.
No, indeed, that's going to be the case. So 2/3 health on Baron. Wallop in comes back up. They still want to fight for this one. Jackie comes in. A lot of damage on Agente. He really wants to battle right here, but Jackie's losing so much health. He's going to zone use it, though. Cop is godlike. Can they get what they need? Mashmi finds one. No, Zion gets the kill. Can they pressure in? No, that's going to be Baron picked up there by St. Vicious. Mashmi cleansing, netting over the wall. Boy nearby. Piercing arrow. Cop is legendary. Still not dying in this game. Curse with a huge lead.
That was basically the last option for GGU, a team fight at the Baron pit, what they wanted without the Void Boy ultimate available, and they lost the team fight. It looks like they've really passed up the openings that they had, and now Curse completely in the driving seat, 15-3. They have the global pressure, they have the Baron buff. It's really just their move to make right now. They can push in on any lane that they want to.
Okay, so that's the situation right here. Good Game University trying to recoup some losses here, 33.5 minutes in. And Curse, aside from basically one ill-fated team fight, have been in the driver's seat. They have been making the moves, they have been calling the shots, and they've just controlled this game right now. And with Baron buff, they're looking to close it out.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty easy for them. They're actually grabbing up the Dragon right now and not putting on the pressure too quickly. They're waiting for everyone to group up. It looks like they're going to head bottom and send Void Boy back to top. So the two farthest lanes away from each other, they're going to keep pressure on both of those, and they'll take the free Dragon Gold, as well as coming into GGU's base.
So you mentioned Void Boy. I want to point out something a little bit special. He's gone Blade of the Ruin King on Shen.
He wants to be able to catch Zion Spartan. If they're going to keep sending Zion heads up against him to try and wave clear, then Void Boy needs another tool on Shen to be able to finish him off. He's got a good initiate with the taunt. He just has to have something to be able to stick on him. Blade of the Ruin King active is going to give him that extra slow, and he might be able to either send Zion Spartan back to base at least, or even come out with a kill.
All right, let's see if they can do that, of course. There comes the Wall of Pain and the wave clear out from Jinte. GGU going to try to hold on to their base. Can Curse force the issue, or are they just trying to like siege the turret super slow and hope the wave clears don't hold up?
Yeah, Curse don't have to rush anything right now. You can see since St. Vicious has his level 3 Paranoia, he can even push on the middle and pop that one to get over to either team fight. So they can effectively split push all 3 lanes right now.
Wow, all 3 lanes split pushing. That's going to be a pretty important thing there for Curse. Getting the gold. Zion trying to farm up there. Ooh, nice piercing arrow lands on a Jinte down to about 1,200 health. And there comes the pressure. The turret taking a bit of punishment. And the Mashmi kills a cannon minion, and off they go.
So we are slowly going to see chips falling off of all of GGU's towers here. St. Vicious actually not working too slow on that one. He grabs the middle turret.
All right, he's actually working on some damage of his own. Bilgewater Cutlass is in inventory. I would guess it's also going towards Ruin King.
Probably. I don't even know if he'll get a chance to finish it, though, as they're moving in on the inhibitor turrets already. Void Boy is the one behind here. It's really a race between all 3 lanes to see who's going to crack the inhibitor turret first. Once that one gets in danger, the fight will erupt. GGU are going to have to make their move before that inhibitor turret goes down and just group up 5 in that lane and just go for it, because they really just have to make a decisive move here. They can't continue to lose all 3 split push lanes.
Absolutely not, but right now 9 turrets have given their lives in this battle. Void Boy heads up there against Zion, and you can see in the bottom left of your screen, but Jinte is constantly getting poked out by a cop. I really got to hand it to that Varus for landing a lot of damage here and pushing back the mid laner of GGU. Nintendo and Saint are heads up in a battle as well in the mid lane, and Saint says, look, you can't really steal minions away from me. I'll keep pushing into your base.
Yeah, so it's Saint and Void Boy actually have really good chances of cracking their turrets first, because look at this fortress kind of set up by Don't Mash Me here. Lined up 3 traps right in front, and Rux goes to eat one.
He just flashes in for the crescendo, and they just get a free kill off of that one, but here comes Jackie looking for the damage. There comes everybody else, but Daydreamin with a nice pop-up might just save some time. Cop is legendary still. Jackie in the middle of the enemy team. Double kill for Cop still, but Zion is looking for something. Can they get Cop? There's one picked up, the shutdown. Jackie falls as well. Voy and Saint inside the base. Only Voy is alive. Oh my god, they took 4 for 2. Will it be 5? Voy getting chased down. Double kill for Don't Mash Me. GGU hold on to their base.
Look at the disappointment on Curse's face. They got overconfident. They were just too impatient. They could have kept on split pushing those 3 lanes all day long. But Rux goes right in. He's tanking turret. He's set on a trap. He goes on extremely quickly. Voiboy and Saint then try and come in here, but it's a little bit too late. Small hope for GGU right now. They need to make use of this. Don't Mash Me's trying to run up that middle lane.
They've got 30 seconds on everyone except for Rux, who is not going to 1v5 too very well. Don't Mash Me's going to shove up. Now see if they can equalize many of these turrets. You watch all 3 lanes of the minimap. You got Nintendude, Mash Me, and Zion all pushing different lanes. Mash Me should be getting this middle turret, but everyone else is really just getting farm right now.
And Rux has to be careful again, too. He doesn't want to feed away another kill. They can still throw this game pretty effectively. We have Don't Mash Me heading down to this bottom turret. It looks like they want to take 2. Cop and Jackie, as well as Saint, are going to be up, though, so they're going to try and rush them off this one.
Jackie is running fast. He does have home guard, of course, so does Voy. The turret is losing health, but here comes the enemy team, and they do run away a little early. Will the minions do enough damage? The turret is falling lower. And Jackie, though, that's the important thing, of course, he's chasing down. The turret did fall, so it's 5-6 in turrets. GGU have tied up almost that score.
Rux has a Shirellia, so they could keep chasing here. It looks like the 90 caliber net going to be enough to slow him down, though.
Okay, so GGU do get away from that one. They win the fight by 3 kills, and they get 2 turrets to answer back. But you still see this score line. You still see almost 10,000 gold separating these teams. A very, very large margin right there. Of course, Baron as well was picked up, and of course, that's coming back in just 1 minute. Now what's in store for these guys?
So GGU, they really have set up their last line of defensive here. The inhibitor turrets. First one of those to go down will be huge for them. So the next time Baron comes up in 50 seconds is really going to mean GGU are going to have to venture out of their base for the first time, and it's going to be a dangerous position for them. Because the only reason Chris lost that last fight, because they were tower diving, and because Rux just got obliterated first.
Okay, but look at this. Voiboy is split pushing in the bottom lane as far away from Baron as possible. They've got Saint, they've got their ultimates, they've got everything available. How do GGU deal with split push and still deal with Baron?
It looks like they're going to bet on catching out Voiboy, but Voiboy completely aware of the one thing that could throw the game here for Curse now, so he backs off. If they want to continue this strategy, they just have to have Voiboy a couple wards down in this red side jungle. Voiboy doesn't have any room in his inventory, so it'd have to be someone else dropping those off for him. They have plenty of time to set this up, though. Again, Curse have to be patient. They don't want to throw this one. They've got the upper hand, and they don't need to give anything away here.
Well, Baron is alive right here. Wards coming out everywhere, and there comes the initiation very early on. They look on to Mash Me. The pop-up is there, but a bunch of damage. Caitlyn might just fall away right off the bat of this one, and she does fall over. 4-on-5 is available. Daydream taking pressure. There comes the Karthus ult as well. Zion Spartan finally shows up into the fight, but will it be enough to kill Saint? Will it be enough to kill Void? Saint spell shields, but that doesn't actually stop Vlad ult, so he will fall over, but 3 have fallen to only 1 on Curse's side, and Jackie is not done this time. Spooky Ghosts come out, and they actually do slow her down, but another great fight. 3 for 2, I should say. Curse does come out ahead.
So 3 for 2 sounds close, but Curse have control of the map now too. So they're going to go clean up, get some extra money for themselves. That's big cooldowns burned. Like we said before, they have that small window when the Stand United is not open. So GGU right now, they really need to try and get something back here. Continue to keep up their vision of this Baron area, because the next Baron attempt by Curse, they won't have the split pushing option, and GGU can actually stall this one out.
All right, so stall out, they might try. I want to keep track of that Void ultimate, though, down to about 93 seconds on Stand United. That is GGU's window to not have to deal with split push too much. Curse, though, you mentioned them being in control, and they still are. The Dragon just completely theirs. Cop takes that one out. The gold lead now stretched to 12,000. Curse are growing in this match. They're making the right moves and team fighting properly. Can GGU outscale them, or do they need a miracle fight?
What they have to do is make use of when the Saint Voidboy combo is not up, because you saw there, it's a guaranteed dive every time onto a Caitlyn. And Caitlyn needs to be able to fire away from the back lines. GGU making a ballsy move here, going straight for the Baron.
They are making a move right here. They do see Jackie off in the wings. Nintendo pops his ult for this as well. Baron is down below a quarter health. Ult comes up, and blue team gets it, but a beautiful crescendo finds everybody. Can Mash Me get away? Saint in the middle of the enemy team. Rux being sheeped down. Saint falls over. Mash Me still alive. Nintendo gets dropped, though. Jackie's low. He pops Zonius. 4v4. Gente flashes in. He finds some damage. Will Rux fall over? Yes, he will. Now Void is trying to run against 3 members of GGU. Zion Spartan gets a shield. Mash Me tries to chase on down. Jackie has no health. Zion still chasing. No glitter lance will land. It's a 3 versus 3 on the map, but Curse is forced to run away.
GGU finally came out even in a team fight, and that was because the second half of that dive combo was not there. Voyboy couldn't stand united on top of Saint Savicious, so when Saint went in this time with his paranoia, he just got blown up. Nintendo again securing this Baron, and now GGU pushing in with their Baron buffed up team.
All right, 3v3 for the next 25 seconds. Jackie and Cop are there trying to wave clear. The turret takes some damage. Mash me. Ooh. The hail of arrows there for Cop says, no, Mash me. I will mash you. Get the heck out of my base.
Mash indeed, and it looks like they're going to recall right now. GGU don't want to overstay their welcome. This is going to be the next crucial call right here because, yes, they do have 3 members Baron buffed, but they're still 10,000 gold behind. And now the split push open once again open for Curse.
It is open indeed. Voice teleport. That's the big thing to look for in this match. And the teams just split off across the map. And just look at the AD carries, though, because we're getting ourselves to this late game situation. The farm is coming in. You've got 5-item AD carry versus 6-item AD carry with the Quicksilver Sash for Cop here.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good buy for him. He's going to want to upgrade that to Mercurial Scimitar as quickly as possible. But Caitlyn is really going to be the focus here for Curse. Like we said, if they get the guaranteed dive and they can take out the AD threat, then all that's really left is this magic damage from all these AoE magic ultimates. Let's take a quick check in here on Nintendo, see how his Siphoning Strike is doing. It's only at plus 156. Pretty low for a 43-minute game for a Nasus. That's because he is that jungle Nasus, and he upgrades that Siphoning Strike last. So the cooldown pretty long throughout the game.
And he hasn't been really prioritizing that whatsoever, but Mashme is prioritizing damage. He's picked up boots of I can flash more often. The distortion boots picked up there, and he's looking for another damage item. 6 damage items for Mashme. Jackie's, though, right here next to him. He's got to be careful.
This is the time when you cannot forget about those invisible characters, those global engaged characters. If GGU slip up one more time, then it's going to be the game right now. The death timers are so long. People are level 18 here. The next team fight could very well be the last team fight, and that would mean GGU, if they win this, going on to the finals of the playoffs.
And look at that. GGU looking for the push here. Look at them hasting on through. Voy is actually recalling back away from the bottom lane. Nope, he stops. He actually goes back towards the bottom lane. And so it's GGU's
They have to make their move now.
To Siege. The ult comes across. A lot of damage onto Rux. Jackie waiting in the wings. Turret goes down. Cop looking to wave clear. Can they get the turret down in time? Jackie is waiting to flank this one out. There comes the ultimates. They're going to go in onto Mashme. Look at the damage. Just immediately blows up. And here comes the battle. Who's going to have the damage output? A lot of pain going off on all sides. Voyboy finds another kill on the Jinte. They're going to get the kill in a danger. But Nintendo running away as well. Rux will fall over. They find only one in that fight. Nintendo getting chased by Jackie. Can he turn this one around? Wither comes across. Jackie finds the kill. Only Zion is alive. 1 versus 4. Vladimir is going to have a hard time in this one. Flashes forward, and he's going to ghost away.
Yeah, GGU were really happy with the last team fight because there was only Saint diving onto Mashme. This time, not only did he have Voyboy on his back, but Jackie wanted to get in there too. They immediately just explode that Caitlyn. There's no more AD threat from GGU, and they all crumble.
So there we go. 30 seconds left until the respawns. Cop and crew are rushing down the mid lane. Zion Spartan, 1 versus 2. Can he stop these guys out? Voy happily tanks the turret. Says, Cop, this is all on you. Deal the damage.
He could hit it.
He could choose to, but
I mean, it's Vladimir. There's no hard CC there.
No, but the turret is just going to be theirs, and now the inhibitor. 10 seconds left in the respawns. I don't know if they're going to push for much more in the base, though.
They're going to get that inhibitor back right off because 3 people are coming up for GGU in under 5 seconds right now, and the Baron up in only 1 minute. So they can't afford a Baron response by GGU. They have to go heal up, ward around that Baron, and close out this game effectively because they've slipped up a couple times already. They don't want to let GGU back in.
So I actually want to point something out then about this dive comp we've been seeing the entire time with Saint and Voyboy. They both went Blade of the Ruin King. They're both eviscerating Mashme.
Yeah, they can pop those actives at the same time. That's like 30% of your life right there just from item actives. Not to mention the ults coming in at the same time. He goes down to 0 in under 1 second.
Oh man, that is a definitely harsh place for him. But of course we're seeing the rest of these guys scale through and get their full builds. Cop, he's at 6 items. Jackie, not quite there, but almost. Zion Spartan has maxed out his build. These guys are reaching end game status.
It makes you wonder what Don't Mash Me can build to really defend against a Nocturne, Evelyn, Shen combo diving on him, because he's got that little extra health from Daydream and putting the shield and the ultimate on him, but that is not nearly enough. The knockup's not even working because Saint puts on his spell shield. He's able to block that one, and Don't Mash Me just goes down for no reason here. He has got himself a Quicksilver Sash here, trying to mirror Cop's build.
He's looking towards it right now. Of course, you're seeing now the red team has once again slain Dragon. That has been theirs over and over and over again. 48-33 is going to be the respawn on Baron. You can see it only a minute away. Will that be Curse's next move, or is it Split Push City some more?
Split Push City. Voyboy gonna recall and buy up one more item here. What will he get? He's got a full item thing, so yeah, never mind. I'm canceling my recall.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay in my lane. He's like, wait, I've got no more space to carry stuff.
1,600 gold. You can get some elixirs, and that's about it. So otherwise, I guess he's done for items. So he's not exactly getting too much richer, but you're seeing these guys absolutely just getting, becoming forces to be reckoned with, really. Saint's actually looking just to do some little backdoor damage to the turret, and he says, no, out of my house.
The Watchdog Nintendo dude scaring off Nocturne there. This is just going to be another split push, but thankfully for GGU, their base is not that big. So whoever's defending top can ghost or just run down to the fight, and they'll have that 5-on-5 fight. The only thing is, we've got also super minions coming in for Curse now.
And that can just be very, very scary. Of course, you're seeing Zion Spartan, the one holding off on that lane. Even though he doesn't really have anything to buy, they're just going to wave clear everything else. Of course, Mashme has that one last upgrade left for himself. We're just watching GGU just like, okay, guys, I don't want my base to fall over. Let's defend this, let's defend this, defend this. I mean, with Baron up, what's the move?
It's so hard to win one of these games without one of those CC engages. Pointed out at the very beginning that it was going to be a long game, and it really is. It's just going to come down to the death chambers here. The only way for GGU to win this one is to win a team fight decisively, and they're going to have to make the choice right now to go for this Baron or leave someone down bottom here to try and defend versus Cop and Rux.
They are looking for some pressure, but they're a little bit split up. Nintendo and Zion Spartan taking just themselves to this top side of the map. Rux and Cop left alone, making sure they can kite away. Jackie looks for Zion. They're actually going to pop the out. They're going in onto Zion Spartan right here. Will it be enough damage? He's going to pool himself. He's got the Zonias as well. Can he pop it in time? He does. And here comes the battle. A lot of damage coming from Requiem. Jackie forced to run away. Pops Zonias. Saint's going to go down. They find 1 for 0 so far. Jackie's going to make it 2 for 0. But the bottom side of the map, they are still pushing through. This could be a dead inhibitor as Cop and Rux push on. But let's see what they can do with this 5v3, 60-second death timers. GGU needs to make a move right now.
They have to catch someone else. They've got 2 kills right now, and they need to shove in on the base of Curse because their inhibitor's exposed and Cop's going back for it.
Oh my gosh, there's so much pressure coming in from this bottom lane there. Rux and Cop making that happen. Zion Spartan is being sent on defensive duty. He's the guy that says, no push for you. It's Baron Nash that's the choice here for Good Game University. It's going to be 7 seconds. It'll be off the map. It's a 4-second long buff. We do not see anyone from Curse trying to stop. And of course, with no smite available, I can't see that possibly happening. Baron's going to go down to half. He'll grab that up, and the rest of the team's going to regroup with 30 seconds left to go of power play.
Everybody wants to take this one past the hour mark. It looks like the Baron going to go to GGU here. They've got an entirely exposed base, though, so they have to be very careful with warding up the rest of the map, even though right now they have the stronger team fight.
Okay, so blue buff goes over to Jinte. They've got that. They've got purple buff. They've got blue buff. Does Mashme have red buff? He does not, so they don't quite fully match in colors overall. But people are running out of things to accessorize themselves with. Cop is wearing every elixir possible. I mean, they're just blinging themselves out as much as they can.
That's what you have to do to try and finish one of these off. We have the Oracle's Elixir popped for Daydreamin', so they're going to try and control that inside of their jungle to try and stop the split push here from Voyboy, because they don't have to take turrets anymore. They can just straight take out inhibitors. GGU are going to be hard-pressed to find the next team fight, because if they overextend 1 inch, then it is going to be that dive onto Don't Mash Me that has destroyed them in all of the previous decisive team fights.
That is going to be a scary thing to deal with right here. And just to point out how ludicrous the builds are getting, by the way, Cop has sold his boots for a Zephyr. He is as itemed out as he possibly can get at this point. You're seeing somewhat mirroring builds from Voyboy and St. Vicious, the divers here. The AP mids also just getting themselves scaled up.
This is the true 6-item build here from Cop. He does not even have boots. We're going to still see the split push here from Voyboy down bottom, and don't GGU are just going to have to force this immediately, go right onto this turret, and take the fight.
Well, there goes the ult off onto Rux, putting him a little bit low, forced to heal himself back. Now can GGU make any moves right here? They're looking for the turret. A bit of damage. Wow, that turret's falling rather quickly, but looks like they don't want to overstay their welcome too much, but Void's still pushing.
It's not quick enough because Voidboy's going to be able to get an inhibitor if they're not careful. The Hail of Arrows doing a great job zoning them out, though, and they're taking way too long on this turret.
Yeah, there we go. They are running backwards, but Curse knows this. They know Void can close the game out, and so Curse are going to run forward. But there comes Spooky Ghost. They're going to re-engage to look for Jackie or Rux. Can they get the damage? Jackie's ult comes across. There's the beautiful ult coming out from Cop. That will stop GGU's push, and Void will get an inhibitor. He's just going to have turrets between him and the Game 2 victory. Mashme takes poke as well. Again, Curse disengages well. Void now looks for the mid lane. He's going to find the other inhibitor to fall over while a pin comes across, and Curse still want to keep GGU from leaving now as they run down the mid lane trying to defend their own base.
And GGU have failed. They're all in mid Gambit right there. They lose out their bottom inhibitor for just the ultimates of Cop and Jackie. Huge win for Curse right now. They've got the upper hand back.
All right, so only one inhibitor did go down. Voidboy did not quite take out the middle one, but that is new progress made. As you mentioned, a lot of unprotected inhibitors are in that base. You saw that middle one get hit down a little bit. They have not found a way to deal with that Voidboy split push. They do not have the hard CC, as you mentioned. They have Spooky Ghosts, they have Wither. That seems to be about it.
GGU are really going to be pulled over the rest of this map now. There's not much area for them to go. They tried to just rush down the top, and they did not go for it. They did not commit to it. So Voidboy able to take the free inhibitor, didn't have to use up the Stand United, and Curse gain themselves some more map pressure. They're going to take the next dragon, and then they're going to have to wait another 5 or 6 minutes. No, yeah, four and a half here for this next Baron even to pull GGU out of their base, because GGU inside their base can get around too easily, and it will be that 5-on-5 team fight that Curse are not looking to take.
So at this point, can you even care about the gold lead at this point because so many people are hitting 6 items?
Yeah, it's all about the Baron buff at this point. Everybody's stacked on items except for those supports, so it's going to be about the positioning in the team fights and the buffs that you do acquire here. All eyes are going to be on both AD carries because, like you said, both of them full glass cannon. They put out ridiculous amounts of damage, but they also can just be killed in the blink of an eye.
Okay, so we'll see just who blinks first then, because we've seen the dive comp from Curse. Oh man, did that hurt Mashme a whole heck of a lot. It just became mashed potatoes, really. And Curse are looking to actually make moves. Just, the Baron buff has gone away. Mashme getting the blue elixir. That's how gold rich he is. He wants 90 caliber net to deal bonus damage at this point. Just has nothing else to go for. Mashme wavering again up in this top side. Here come the moves.
They would love to feed some gold to Daydreamin', but Don't Mashme is forced to continue to CS because they have to clear these waves. Their base is under pressure. They don't have the luxury of giving gold to anyone right now. Zion down there going to go right back up against Voidboy, trying to clear these waves, and Curse slowly just keeping GGU inside their base while they wait for Baron to spawn so that they have something to pull GGU apart and make use of their global pressure once again.
So here we go. Mashme just forced to wave clear, takes poke, and then heals right back up. Gets a nice shield from Daydreamin', and St. Vicious walks away as well. You're just seeing this has been happening over and over and over again. A broken record, really, as Curse splits St. Vicious in the mid lane, Voidboy on one side, and the other three on the opposite. And you have kind of the similar moves here. The junglers fighting against each other, the top lane is fighting each other, and the other three holding turrets alive. Curse have not found their way into the base.
Even the tanks at this point have to watch their positioning because they can be melted just as quickly. Oh, St. Vicious going on the inhibitor. They're taking it down about a third here. He does get withered.
They do put that wither onto him, dropping him for about 500 to 600 health right there, but they have not really been able to fully commit. Zion Spartan still holding that bottom lane, but Curse are starting to consolidate themselves, really. You're seeing them group more towards the mid lane, looking for that exposed inhibitor, as they've not made headway in the top side right now, as minions have finally left GGU's base in the bottom half.
There's so much damage on Curse that if they're able to keep GGU boxed up inside their base for another 50 seconds, then Curse can just burn down that Baron as soon as it spawns, and GGU won't even have the time to get over there and chase it. Then they'll come back with those extra stats that you can only gain from Baron at this point.
And that will be a rough thing for GGU if Curse can make that happen. Of course, Curse fans would love to see a Game 3 here. We're almost an hour into this game. You're seeing almost 100,000 gold marks for teams overall. These guys have been selling boots to get more items. Just an absolute slugfest in this match as Mashmi just kind of superfluously kills minions in his own base because it's just for the turret pressure at this point.
Yeah, he wants to keep that thing shiny clean. He's doing a good job of it. It has not taken very much damage here. Cop not able to get past this line of cupcake traps.
The cupcake tracks really have been good. Actually, Rux finds that looks a little bit tasty, takes a bit of poke out of this one, and another cupcake comes right back down afterwards.
There's Baron.
Yeah, okay, so yes, Baron is going to be back up, and there it is on the map. It's available there. That global objective that Curse have done a good job of forcing themselves toward. This top turret finally taking some real damage. Zion Spartan looks for some poke, but look at that turret now, down to half health. Bottom inhibitor is back, and Voidboy immediately looks for it. This could be the really big point here. Saint pushes the mid lane. The top lane pushing down as well. Zion does push Void back. The Wither comes off on a Saint, but look at the top lane. Cop takes some poke. Jackie playing defense. That turret is losing health, and that turret does not regenerate.
If GGU had any hard engage right now, they would use it. They're going on Saint.
They do go on a Saint. He's been exhausted. The damage is there. The shield, he tries to survive the Hexdrinker as well. And will they pick up the kill? They will find Saint Vicious, but Void's on the bottom half of the map. He's looking for the inhibitor. The top lane has been forced away. Nintendo does force out Void. They've now got 68 seconds of 5v4.
They lost their jungler, and they didn't even get that bottom inhibitor. This is huge for GGU. Now the Baron is going to be to their benefit. They're going to force Curse to react to them. Daydreamin doing a good job there, warding up that bush.
Yeah.
Base checking at 58 minutes into the game would be disastrous.
So Pink Ward did come out, spotted that it was indeed Evelynn waiting in that brush. Green Ward would not have sufficed in that case. And now it's time for GGU's move. They do run towards Baron Nashor, which is almost superfluous, at least as far as the gold is concerned, but you did mention the buff itself does mean quite a bit. But the rest of the team is actually being spent on the defensive. Cop says, you know what, I don't want to let you get that. Helps the team actually kill Baron for a short time, but here comes Jinte. Wallopin comes across. Ult comes out as well. They really just want to deal some damage to this team, but they do not get the steal. GGU picks up Baron at 59 minutes into the game. Will they finally do something with it?
My God, this late into the game, Baron will go down so quickly. You don't even need all of your members there. Voidboy still down bottom. St. Vicious is going to come up in 10 seconds, so we're going to be at the same stalemate we just saw 7 minutes ago. GGU are going to push up with Baron buff on this middle turret. Voidboy's down bottom, split pushing this inhibitor. Will they go for it this time? They have to commit to this turret. They can burn it down so quickly.
They're going to try. Look at the health bar just getting dropped down. They've got that one, but Jinte is going to be in really a bad spot. Saint comes in. Will they have the damage? Cop does kill Jinte. Saint getting dropped down. Nijaki comes in. Mashmi is still alive. Zonius comes across. They find one kill. Cop 1v1 against Mashmi. Cop wins the fight. Nijaki going to chase down. Nintendo's going to fall over. That is an ace for Curse. They're going to move in towards the base. Voidboy pushing down.
We finally get the answer to both sides of the story. First time they backed off from the turret. This time they committed and they paid for it. That's why they didn't do it first time around. Voidboy gets the bottom inhibitor. It's going to be the middle inhibitor, and that's going to be the game. 50-second death chambers right now. Too much.
Too long for them to come back in. Curse looking to close this one out just over an hour. Void will tank up that turret and say, nice try diving us, but we made it happen. And there we go. The Nexus turrets are going to fall over. Curse have tied themselves 1-1 in the semifinal. Their shot at $50,000 stays alive. Guys, we're going into Game 3.
Our final best of 3 finally.